Hey everyone, it's Andy here, and today I'm bringing you my platinum playthrough of Spider-Man 2 on the PS5. Spider-Man 2 released on October 20th, 2023, developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. Since launch, it's gone on to sell over 16 million copies, cementing itself as one of the biggest PlayStation 5 releases so far. After earning the Platinum Trophy in the first game, there was no way I was skipping this one. So with that said, let's dive in. The game opens by throwing you straight into chaos. Peter Parker and Miles Morales are immediately pulled into a city-level disaster as Sandman tears through New York, forcing both Spider-Men to work together from the very first moments. The scale here is huge. Buildings collapse, debris fills the streets, and the seamless switching between Peter and Miles instantly sets the tone. Combat feels familiar in the best way, and that muscle memory from the first game kicks in almost immediately. This opening also introduces one of my favorite additions to the series, the web wings. Gliding across the city at speed completely changes how traversal feels, and it never stops being satisfying. Once Sandman is dealt with, at least for now, the game introduces its main antagonist, Kraven the Hunter. Kraven isn't here for money or control, he's hunting the strongest beings alive, and New York is full of them. He isn't chasing power, he's chasing legacy. With that introduction complete, the first trophy unlocks. You're gonna need help. And just like that, the Platinum journey officially begins. With the city now open, I started exploring New York properly. This is where side content begins to blend naturally into the experience. Random crimes, Sandman crystal missions, and photo ops start filling out the map. These activities reward XP and tech parts, which feed directly into upgrading gadgets, unlocking abilities, and expanding suit options. Nothing feels wasted, because everything feeds back into how you play. Not long after, equipping a new suit style unlocks the stylish trophy. It's a small moment, but it sets the tone for the Platinum. Exploration and experimentation are clearly encouraged. As the story progresses, Peter and Miles learn that Kraven is actively hunting former villains. Instead of letting them fall into his hands, they attempt to intercept transports and protect them where possible. This leads to a convoy ambush involving Scorpion and Martin Lee. Kraven attacks, chaos erupts, and while Lee eventually gets captured, Scorpion is killed. For Miles, this moment cuts deep. Martin Lee is responsible for his father's death, and seeing him slip away reopens wounds that were never truly healed. From here on, finding Lee becomes a driving force behind Miles' journey. At the same time, Peter's personal life takes a hopeful turn. Harry Osborn returns, seemingly cured after undergoing experimental treatment. He's optimistic, energized, and eager to reconnect. Harry invites Peter to work with him at the Emily May Foundation, where they hope to develop technology capable of helping the world. For Peter, this feels like a rare moment of normality and hope. That hope is allowed to exist briefly during a night out at an amusement park with Harry and Mary Jane. It's lighter, nostalgic, and intentionally slower than the chaos elsewhere. While there, former villains like Mysterio and Tombstone are revealed to be working honest jobs. Redemption feels possible until Kraven's hunters arrive and target Tombstone anyway. As Peter tries to intervene, a roller coaster derails, putting dozens of lives at risk. In that moment, Harry reveals the truth. His recovery is tied to a symbiotic suit that grants him incredible strength and resilience. Together, Harry and Spider-Man save everyone on the coaster. But in doing so, Harry realizes something else. Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Not long after, Kraven captures Dr. Kurt Connors, also known as the Lizard. Mary Jane attempts to track him by infiltrating Kraven's network. While sneaking into one of the hunter's vans, she's nearly caught. The doors slam shut, and without realizing she's hidden inside, they drive off, taking her straight to Kraven's base, where Connors is being held. These Mary Jane sections focus entirely on stealth. They're tense, grounded, and offer a sharp contrast to the power fantasy of Spider-Man. MJ manages to contact Harry just before she's caught. Peter and Harry rush to the base, but during the rescue attempt, Peter is critically injured. With Peter unconscious and dying, Harry's symbiotic suit detaches itself and bonds with Peter instead, reviving him. The black suit is born. This moment unlocks the A New Suit trophy, and from here on, the tone of the game shifts noticeably. Kraven doesn't retreat after this. Instead, he escalates. Seeing Connors as nothing more than potential prey, Kraven forcibly injects him with a mutagenic serum, deliberately triggering his transformation back into the Lizard. What follows is a massive chase across New York. The lizard breaks free and rampages through the city, and Peter, now wearing the black suit, pursues him through streets, across water, and into open combat. The fight is brutal and uncomfortable by design. Eventually, Peter manages to inject Connors with an antidote, reverting him back to human form. Connors warns Peter that the suit isn't just technology, it's a sentient alien organism recovered by Oscorp years earlier, capable of influencing behavior. Peter dismisses the warning. Completing this segment unlocks the medicine trophy. After this, I took a short detour to focus on Miles' Mysterium challenges. These combat trials push you to fully understand Miles' abilities under strict conditions. They start off feeling mechanical, but by the time you reach the end, there's a genuine emotional payoff tied to Miles' growth. Completing the final challenge unlocks Behind the Masks, and it's one of those rare side activities that feels meaningful rather than optional. Around this point, I also ran into an old friend, Howard. He's still looking after his pigeons, but it's clear this time is different. He talks about wanting one last adventure, somewhere peaceful, and without ever saying it outright, you can tell he knows his time is limited. Howard doesn't ask Spider-Man to save him. He just wants to know his pigeons will be okay. Helping him find a new home for them unlocks a new adventure, and it's one of the quietest, most human moments in the entire game. Back in the main story, Miles finally confronts Martin Lee. This isn't just another boss fight. The battle pulls Miles into Lee's fractured mind, a distorted inner world shaped by guilt, grief, and self-hatred. Lee forces Miles to relive the moment that's defined so much of his life, the death of his father. Every strike, every manifestation, is designed to provoke anger and push Miles toward revenge. What makes this moment powerful is that the game gives Miles a choice, not mechanically, but emotionally. He can give in to that anger, or he can finally let it go. Miles chooses restraint. Instead of ending the cycle, he breaks it. By sparing Lee, Miles proves that he's no longer being driven by rage or loss. He doesn't forget what happened, but he refuses to let it control him. It's a defining moment for Miles as Spider-Man, and during this encounter, using reverse flux to pull enemies together unlocks Overdrive. Completing the mission itself unlocks Another Way, and both trophies feel earned, not just mechanically, but narratively. From here, the focus shifts back to Peter, and the contrast between the two Spider-Men becomes impossible to ignore. While Miles has found clarity, Peter is losing control. During Anything Can Be Broken, Peter's reliance on the black suit reaches its breaking point. His fighting style is more aggressive, his decisions are more reckless. The suit isn't just amplifying his strength anymore, it's amplifying his worst instincts. That spiral leads directly into, this isn't you, this isn't a victory mission, it's an intervention. With Miles' help, Peter is forced to confront what the suit has turned him into, not just as Spider-Man, but as a person. The struggle is internal as much as physical. When Peter finally tears himself free from the symbiote, it's a moment of loss as much as relief. The power is gone, but so is the illusion that it ever came without cost. This sequence unlocks the Great Hunt and I Quit, marking the emotional low point of Peter's journey. He's alive, he's free, but he's also left to deal with the damage that power caused. The consequences arrive almost immediately. The abandoned symbiote doesn't disappear, it finds a new host. Harry Osborn becomes Venom. What follows is full-scale escalation. Symbiote growth spreads across New York, wrapping buildings, infecting civilians, and turning entire districts into hostile territory. The city no longer feels familiar, it feels occupied. As Peter regains his footing with anti-venom abilities, combat trophies begin unlocking naturally during this phase. Armed and Dangerous unlocks through sustained use of spider arm abilities as encounters become larger and more chaotic. The story pushes forward into It Was Meant For Me, unlocking Crimson Hour. This is the point where it becomes clear that Harry isn't reachable anymore. Whatever remains of him is buried beneath Venom's influence. As exploration and combat continue through the infested city, Resourceful unlocks for collecting 10,000 tech parts, not as a grind, but as a reflection of how much ground has been covered preparing for the end. Shortly after, Evolved and Antidote unlock as Peter gains full control over anti-venom abilities, reinforcing the idea that this fight isn't about overpowering Venom, it's about countering him. The story pushes through Don't Be Scared, unlocking Leave Us Alone, and cementing just how dire the situation has become. The fear isn't theoretical anymore, it's everywhere. The final confrontation is exhausting, personal, and costly. This isn't framed as a heroic triumph, it's framed as a necessity. Every hit carries history, every moment feels heavy. When it finally ends, Heal the World unlocks, marking the conclusion of the main story. Not because everything is fixed, but because what could be saved was. From here on, the Platinum journey becomes about recovery, about helping a city stand back up after everything it's been through. Completing community missions unlocks My Community in Brooklyn Pride. Clearing all symbiote nests unlocks Exterminator, restoring entire districts piece by piece. Target identified unlocks Data Collector. Clearing all hunter bases unlocks Seek and Destroy. Each one feels less like a challenge and more like reclaiming ground. Completing all photo ops unlocks New York, New York. Reaching max level unlocks Amazing. Fully completing every district unlocks Superior, marking the point where the city finally feels whole again. Side content continues to resolve lingering threads. Solving the Spider-Bot mystery unlocks Funky Wireless Protocols. Piecing together Marco's memories unlocks Grains of Sand. Completing all EMF experiments unlocks Foundational. Tech cleanup follows. Co-signing unlocks after completing all tech stashes. To the Max unlocks for purchasing all gadget upgrades. Fully loaded unlocks after purchasing all suit tech upgrades. Traversal and situational trophies come next. Failing a trick unlocks Splat. Chaining air tricks unlocks Hang 10. A quick visit to the stadium unlocks Home Run. Gliding across the city unlocks Soar. As Miles finding the science trophy he and Finn won together unlocks Just Let Go. As Peter visiting Aunt May's grave unlocks You Know What to Do. Using symbiote abilities during Surge unlocks Surge, and stealth takedowns unlocks Slackline. With everything else complete, purchasing the final suit unlocks Kitted Out, and immediately after, the final trophy unlocks Dedicated, the Platinum. No spectacle, no fanfare, just the quiet satisfaction of knowing I'd experienced everything this game had to offer. And honestly, that feels exactly right. If you enjoyed this journey, consider dropping a like, sharing the video, or subscribing for more Platinum playthroughs like this. Let me know in the comments what game you'd like to see tackled next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.